Good morning, Gail.
Get your taste buds ready?
I do. What do you have in store for me?
Well, we're going to try low-end grinders with low-end machine and higher-end machine. And
Okay.
then we're going to take high-end grinder and try it with low-end machine and high-end machine and see if we detect a difference in taste. Is it worth it? You know, the grinder situation.
Okay. And what the person who requested this was like, you know, you guys say the grinder's so important, so should I
Let's
just
see.
buy a high-end grinder and a low-end machine, you know? So
Yeah.
I guess we'll taste and see, you know?
Let's spend $50 on a machine and $570.
So you have selected, what is the gear you're going to test with
We have
today?
the crops here that we're going to use, and then we're going to use the rocket. And
Okay.
We have the Infinity by Compresso and the Mazda Mini Electronic.
And this is the Krups XP5280 model. All right, well, let's pause. You can dial in your business, and we'll be right back.
Dial my business.
All right.
Got them dialed in.
So are you going to start, which grinder are you going to start with?
I'm here. Let's do this one.
Okay. Now this XP5280 has self-tamping,
Yeah.
a little
the
notch
click, click, click.
system. So folks, what that means is that any crookedness, not Gail's fault.
Let's just stick a knife in Gail and see if she's done. A fork. Yeah, looky there. Da-da-da-da! They're going at the same rate for the,
Go
for
Gail!
the first couple of seconds anyway, although the one on the right seems to have a bit of a lead. And the one on the left's coming around the curve. Into the home run! The one on the right wins! And once again.
If I was a betting gal, I'd always choose the right when you're around, Gail.
It wasn't that bad.
No. All right.
Not bad.
Serviceable shot?
Yeah. Kind of, it's
Not very rich.
right. It's not full bodied and rich, but it's not bitter. It's not sour.
It's just kind of standard. Okay. We'll be right back with the Mazda.
Yep. Let's wipe up the residuals so we don't get it on our shirt. I.e. Gail on her shirt.
Doesn't matter if I get it on mine, Gail. Nobody sees it anyway.
Yeah, and you've got a dark color or something. I'm wearing. I always wear colors
I always
that
wear
show
black because I'm a vampire.
That's good to know.
At least that's what everybody jokes about.
Oh.
Because they can't see me in the videos.
Mm-hmm.
That visually looks like a better shot. Like it has more crema to it.
Looks good. Same coffee, by the way, folks.
Mhm.
Super crema. We took it out of the same bag, so same vintage. Where's that pastry I had this weekend to go with this? Man, that was good stuff. 5,000 calories later.
Exactly.
Ooh, scary. Big old,
Okay, I think we're
big
good.
old cinnamon roll with a blob of cream cheese frosting. Mwah. More full body.
Yes,
Yeah,
richer.
more flavors coming through. Yep, it's a little bit better. I wouldn't say twice as good, but it's definitely a little better.
Yeah, there's more coffee flavor to it than that guy. It's richer. There's
30%,
still,
I'd give it a 30% more.
yeah, there's still no like bitter or sour or anything. It's still a standard
Good.
shot.
Yep, it's good.
All right, so let's pause and we'll dial in these bad boys for the rocket.
Alrighty, so this is out of the Infinity.
This is the Compresso Infinity shot, okay?
We'll give it the best,
Giving it
Puzzle.
the best that you've
give
got.
it a little pre-infusion.
Now, as we were dialing this in, we were kind of torn between two notches where,
Having a hard time with it. This
yeah,
is the best we could do.
and this was even like you had to lighten your tamp a little bit for this guy.
Yeah, and still it's. Alrighty. It doesn't
But-
look bad.
No, it doesn't.
See?
And actually, visually, we should note that this shot looks better than the shots off the Krups as far as the crema.
Right.
Hmm.
It's brighter than the one out of the Krups.
It's a lot richer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a richer shot in general.
Okay, let's see what we can get out of the.
But you know, it's a serviceable shot. It's maybe a little bit on the sour side.
Not bad.
But okay, we'll be right back with the Mazda.
Yep, all right, so.
Mazda shot.
Mazda, let's do the pre-infusion. coming out nice, more controllable,
Yeah.
the speed of the brew.
So, I mean, I did think that we were gonna be, taking the Capresso down to the finest, but we were a notch up. So there was the room, some room to move, I guess.
A little bit.
With this coffee anyway.
Yeah, super criminal. So, looks good.
You gonna hand it to me, Gail, or am I gonna stand
Oh,
here?
you're just gonna stand there. More full bodied.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Smoother too.
Yeah,
Not as
it's
much, not, there was a sour note in the Capresso
I called
one.
it bright, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's a sour note. This is much smoother.
So what are your thoughts, Gail?
Well, you do get a different taste out of buying a higher end grinder. And you have more
How-
control.
How would you compare the Capresso Infinity shot with the Rocket to the Mazzer shot with the Krups XP5280?
Say that again?
So the lower end grinder, the Capresso with the
Yeah.
Rocket, versus the higher end grinder, the Mazzer with the XP5280.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I mean, I would say in general, both shots.
You're still getting a better shot out of the Mazda on both machines.
Well, no. I'm saying lower end grinder on the Rocket versus higher end grinder on the XP5280.
Oh.
Those shots.
Ooh.
I still feel like
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I still feel like the Rocket shots were tastier. Like they were richer shots.
Even with the, yes.
Overall, regardless of the grinder
overall they
used.
are. Yeah, I would agree. They're overall a better shot all around. Whether you have a high-end grinder or a low-end grinder.
Would you choose a Rocket and the Infinity versus, like, how do you feel about that shot versus the one on the?
I wouldn't.
But if your other choice was the XP5280, like if your budget allowed for one combination or the other,
Oh, I'd go for the higher-end grinder.
you would do the Mazzer with the
Yeah.
XP5280.
I would do the higher-end grinder because eventually down the road, the Krups, you're going to upgrade.
Yeah.
And your grinder's already in place, you're set, you're ready to go.
Or do you buy the machine and then say, I'm going to suffer through some serviceable shots for a while and then upgrade my grinder?
No, I do the grinder first. That's how, I don't know. I still think the grinder,
Is where it's at.
I still would put the grinder ahead of the machine.
Okay.
And then as you grow, you've got everything in place. The grinder is in place, is what I mean to say.
And then
you're doing the best that you can with your Krups. If you go with that higher-end grinder.
Yeah, and there was a difference, like that Infinity shot off the Krups. It was all right, but it wasn't that rich.
It wasn't the same.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't quite the same.
All right, well, there's our little test.
That's our big test. Big, low, medium, it's a test.
Thank you very much,
You're
Gail.
welcome. Have a good day.
You too. Good morning, Gail.
Get your taste buds ready?
I do. What do you have in store for me?
Well, we're gonna try low-end grinders with low-end machine and higher-end machine. And
Okay.
then we're gonna take high-end grinder and try it with low-end machine and high-end machine and see if we detect a difference in taste. Is it worth it? The grinder situation.
Okay. And what the person who requested this was like, you guys say the grinder is so important, so should I
Let's see.
just buy a high-end grinder and a low-end machine, So
Yeah.
I guess we'll taste and see,
Let's spend $50 on a machine and $570.
So you have selected, what is the gear you're going to test with
We have
today?
the Krups here that we're going to use, and then we're going to use the Rocket. And
Okay.
we have the Infinity by Capresso and the Mazda Mini